So I have 45 houseplants, and they take a lot of upkeep. And now I can't say I'm the greatest plant parent in the world. I really try my best, but sometimes I get a little bit behind on keeping up with them, right? So today I need your help. We are going to disassemble the plant wall behind me here because it is that time of the month. It is time for me to disassemble my giant plant wall, go through everything, clean up all my plants, try and get rid of the dead stuff, hopefully make sure we don't have any that are like completely done for, because that would really suck. That makes me very sad when my plants die. And just generally check the health of everything and also kind of like clean it up because yeah, there's a lot going on there and it's kind of hard to get into it. So I'm glad you're here. I need your help. Let's dive into the plants. So the first thing I need to do is I need to kind of like slowly get the top ones off, and we are going to set them kind of like over here-ish. It takes a little bit to get this whole thing disassembled. So I'm hoping this won't be too difficult. The main reason I want to disassemble all this stuff is because I have stuff like this, which was me attempting to transplant one of my pink princesses. It looks pretty dead, unfortunately. So not big. Oh, I'm spilling water everywhere. This is going great. Okay, let's set this down before I break something. Oh, this aloe definitely needs to be repotted. Look how much this thing's like tilting over. Yeah, this absolutely needs repotted. I definitely still have more plants than this. I've got ones that are up on top of the bookshelf over there, and I've got my giant alocasia right here, and I've got a couple in the bedroom. The ones in the bedroom are actually doing really, really good. They're the ones I don't have to worry about. I have a monstera in there that is looking beautiful. She's so big, she's so gorgeous, she's wonderful. And then I have a snake plant in there that's also doing really solid that I just don't really need to worry about those two. I don't know what it is about them being over in my bedroom, but they're doing phenomenal and I haven't had to worry about them. They're growing great. It's really these misfit children in here that I need to worry about. This is a very old big dead leaf from the alocasia. I think my favorite plants are probably my bird of paradise and my alocasia. Those are some of my favorites. My pink princess is definitely one of my favorites as well, but I'm trying to work on not being so attached to that one because she's not doing the greatest right now. And that's just gonna make me sad if my mother plant is dead, and you know, I don't really have anyone to blame except for myself for killing it, which sucks. I can't even blame somebody else for my, you know, inability to take care of my plants, which would be nice because then I wouldn't have to deal with it myself. I would say that most of my plants are actually doing quite good. Some are like this, where there's just a lot of dead stuff, and I really just need to like trim all of this out of here. This just comes from like the little bit of neglect and stuff that's happened. You know, when I deal with like depression and stuff, it's hard to care for living things beyond myself. So I kind of just focus on doing my best to keep, you know, me going, keep Lucy going, and then obviously try to keep my plants going, but sometimes that gets hard sometimes. Yeah, no, everything's, after doing a once over, everything looks pretty good for the most part. There's nothing too major. There's obviously, you know, the offcuts of the pink princess that I don't think are gonna be doing super great, but we'll take a closer look at those. But, you know, everything else seems to be doing all right, all things considered. And hopefully cleaning out some of this dead stuff in here will help to, you know, clean things up a little bit. Hi, Lucy, how are you? You curious about what's going on, sis? She runs away when the vacuum comes out, but she's, hi. Are you helping? Come here. Are you helping? Are you my helper? She's the best. Aren't you, Luce? Do you want to hop up there? Here. Hop up there. All right. Already, that is looking much cleaner, much nicer, and a lot less overcrowded with dead stuff in there. I used to be really good about like watering everything on their proper schedules, because stuff like my monsteras, those don't need to be watered that often. They need to be watered like once a month, maybe, you know, depending on what time of year it is. Stuff like this one's probably getting a little overwatered. Ooh, there's a new growth though, yay! There is a new leaf. So this one's doing pretty good. It has new growth. It just needs the dead stuff out of there. So there we go. There's one of many plants cared for. But honestly, I think most stuff is doing decent. There's some stuff that obviously is like a bit rough, and those are the ones I think I'm not paying enough attention to. Other stuff though, I think is actually doing pretty good. Pro tip, if you have any of these like little twist ties, they're like little like bread twist tie things, I don't know what you'd call them. Twist ties is all I know them as. They actually make excellent little, oh wow, yeah, look, unstaked, this thing just falls over. I don't understand why, like, you should be able to stay up on your own, you know? But these twist ties make excellent little ties for your plants. I also have like some twine that I use, but honestly, twist ties kind of work amazingly well. There we go. Okay. Hopefully with a little bit more soil, that one starts to do a little bit better too. This salad plant is huge, and it has way outgrown this little nursery pot that it's in. This probably should have been repotted a long time ago. You can see how root bound this is. This is, like, this literally is not falling apart. This thing is not gonna really retain a whole lot of water right now. So that means that this probably is not the healthiest that it could be right now. And you can see all this dead stuff that's on here as well. And try to kind of pull some of that off there. Aloe can be kind of tricky, I feel like. I feel like it's a really difficult plant to like keep alive. This one is my sister's actually, and it's just, she gave it to me because I had all the stuff for plants, and she was like, hey, you're the plant guy of the family. Can you help save my plants? And I did very little, and they just kept growing. So I don't know what I did, but apparently I'm really good at it. There we go. That's a little bit more cleaned up. That should be better. So now we take our new nursery pot and let's put some dirt in there. All right, is this the greatest thing in the world? No. Is that gonna hold a whole lot better? Yeah, hopefully. But it's got new growth happening, so this is still a very healthy plant. Just needed a little bit of love and tender care. Okay, now it's time for the ones that I'm like truly worried about and want to make sure that they're doing okay, and it is my Pink Princess and my Pink Princess offcuts, which this is one of the offcuts, and I'm pretty sure this is dead, which that sucks because this was a very beautiful plant. Yeah, this is dead. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. You were beautiful in your time. RIP. That's one offshoot that's dead. And this is purely out of my own like neglect. I neglected this one. I was not as good about taking care of it as I should have been, and it died because of that, which sucks. I hate when my plants die, dude. It actually like makes me feel like genuinely sad. I truly adore my plants, and I don't want them to die, and so it sucks when I lose one, you know? What I'm looking for is any green growth of any kind in here. And I didn't see that in the last one. There's a lot of dead stuff in here. This one has a lot more to it. This feels a little bit more like established of a plant. There is a little bit of green here. This little tiny tuft here seems like it is green. So there is still some life happening here, hopefully, and there's some growth. So the trick now is gonna be making sure that this thing stays healthy. You know, we're one down and I guess one kind of still healthy. Well, not healthy, not healthy, alive, I think, hopefully, maybe, possibly. All right, here comes the real fun one. This is my mother plant. It is ginormous. I really hope this plant can do okay. Obviously there's a lot of dead stuff on here, but like, look how big this freaking thing is. It is huge. It is ginormous. It is literally just like overgrown. So the trick with Pink Princesses is you want to propagate them because one, you can sell them and make money, which is awesome. But also like, you just want to make sure they don't get to this point. And I kind of let this one get a little too far. This is too big, too tall, too much, you know? Now the tops aren't completely dead. There is new growth happening up here at the top. And there is still like variegation at the top. I still see a nice pink stripe up there on the main stem. So there is still life in this plant. It just is a matter of getting it to be healthy. As you can see, we have very few leaves left on this thing. And I think the point and like the goal of this is gonna be try and get this healthy enough to where we can start trimming these little clips and these little chunks off and start trying to propagate them as best I can. If I can get this thing to repropagate, get some new propagations going, it's probably a good time to try doing it since we're getting into the growing season. We're getting towards springtime. Hopefully we can get some new plants out of this and get those nice and healthy and growing again. But yeah, for now, this one is just, we gotta strap this thing up here and just hope that this thing can kind of start coming back a little bit for me. I think with this one, again, it's a situation of, I think I was kind of over watering it because there's literally water on my leg while this has just been sitting on here. And I bet if I turn this, I'll have water pour out of here. Watch this. Oh, look at all that extra water that I had in there. Yeah, I've been overwatering. Well, this explains a lot. I think I mentioned how I was a little bit concerned about my bird of paradise. This thing is huge, and I was wondering why it's not doing so great. Look how much of the root system has grown through the bottom of this pot. Yeah. It was all basically just like held up in here. No wonder this thing has not been doing great. I think I need to like, cut this pot out because holy crap, yeah, that would make a lot of sense why my plant has not been doing amazing if it has grown so far through the bottom of this pot that it's like, it's grown so far through this. No wonder. I think I've also probably been like overwatering it a little bit, but like, holy crap, this is grown through the pot. This is a little ridiculous, honestly. Okay, there's the top of the pot cut away. Not what I thought I'd be doing today, if I'm honest. Wow, okay. As you can see, I've kind of reorganized where the big plants go. Normally, this side is kind of here, but I think here is kind of gonna be like plants that need some rehabbing, you know? So that way I have a little bit easier access. Okay, let's see if we can cut this thing apart now. Wow. Look at how big these roots are, dude. These things are huge. Now I know that like a bird of paradise does like to be a little bit more root bound than other plants do. It does a little bit better in kind of more root bound, smaller pots than you would think it would want to be in, but not when these are growing literally through the bottom of the pot. That is not gonna be a good situation for it. So we need to repot this thing. So this is the size I had it in. They're about the same size of like, you know, roundness, but you can see how much deeper this one is gonna be than this one is. Now this one does not have holes in the bottom, and you definitely want holes in the bottom so that your plants can drain. Now with this one, I'm just gonna drill a few holes in the bottom of this. Actually, you know what? Forget the drill. I've got these. We'll do it the safe way. Okay, well, maybe I should have drilled. That just broke the bottom of this. I don't know why I thought that would be softer plastic. This is actually working quite well. Could I have gotten up and like walked over to my tools and actually found my drill? Yeah, probably. Was I actually going to? No, certainly not. It's not dumb if it works. Okay, it's still pretty dumb, but hey, it did work. I think I thought this was gonna be softer plastic, which is why I was like, oh, I'll just like, you know, smash into it. Ah! Okay, I feel like that's probably enough holes in there, right? Hopefully with some fresh dirt, a little bit more room to grow, this thing will start taking off again and start putting out new leaves. Because it feels like every time I'm over at my brother-in-law's, his is putting out a new leaf. Every single time I'm there, it's like, oh yeah, another new leaf, another new leaf. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting like major plant envy. Can you like stop having such amazing success with your plants? Because like I'm getting very envious here. Nice and standing upright. That'll hopefully help out my bird of paradise quite a bit. Oh my God, I've made a mess. Yikes, dude. All right, well, there we go. The big plant area continues to grow. That is all the big plants are there now, thankfully. And this is looking a lot cleaner on this plant wall here, which is nice. This is an absolute disaster, but you know, I'm trying my best here. So, well, I'm just gonna like jump cut to like getting the rest of this done because this is taking so much longer than I thought it was going to. I thought this was gonna be like, you know, 2-hour project. No, I'm on like hour 4 of this. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you're keeping me company because honestly, I think I'd be going crazy if I didn't have you here with me for this. So I'm just gonna like jump cut this. See you in a second. And just like that, everything is back in its place and looking quite pretty if I do say so myself. So yeah, this took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I still have some stuff to put back. Like I have my little disco gnome dude who needs to have a home again, and my little bell pot that needs a home. So the decorative stuff needs to go back, as does like the Christmas lights that go up here that you guys see when I'm streaming on Twitch and stuff. But yeah, there's all the plants back where they should go. Now, I never actually got to those ones up there behind me. I still need to do those ones. I'll probably do those tomorrow. Those ones are probably actually a lot healthier. It was really, ooh, there's some light. It was really the ones in the plant wall that were having like the biggest issue. So thankfully those are seemingly a lot healthier. I mean, like, yeah, they're looking a lot better. This is kind of like the needs some help section of the plant wall. So that's kind of how things are standing, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I like that my big plants over here are all in one spot now. It's a little bit crowded over there. I'm not a huge fan of like how crowded that is, but I mean, it's my apartment. I don't have a ton of space in here. I have the space I have, you know, so I work with what I got. But yeah, no, I think this is pretty good. So, well, thank you so much for helping me work on the plants today. And yeah, if you like houseplants, subscribe. I don't know how to end this. Bye.